Welcome back to today's episode. This is part 2 of Flora's interview and podcast. So thank you so much for tuning back in, and we hope you enjoy it. So you've managed to bridge cybersecurity and influencing. Mm-hmm. This is the dream right now. And I think this is partly what we're trying to do with Cyber Sisters as well. It's bringing new, fresh blood and people that have a different perspective on life to understand that cyber isn't as boring as old as people think it is. It's not traditional. We're trying to
firewalls and cryptography.
Exactly. We're trying to bring it up to speed. Exactly. It's so much more. And now with AI, there's so much more we can talk about. And I love that you've been able to bridge the two. How did this come about? How did you decide to bridge the two?
So with content creation, it really happened by accident. I never sat and said, oh, I'm going to be a content creator, I want to be an influencer. It just started. So I've always had social media. Always had like Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And then my best friend kept telling me during lockdown, download TikTok, everyone's dancing on there. And I was like, I'm not downloading that. It's just a bunch of kids dancing on it. I can't dance.
That's my perception.
I was like, I can't dance anyways. Why are you telling me to download it? Eventually, I downloaded it. And then I was like, oh, this is a really funny app. And then after, I was like, oh, okay, this person's on there. And then started engaging in people's content and seeing that it's not just dancing. And then what I used to do is I used it just as I use my Instagram. So if I've gone on holiday, I might put a couple videos together and I'm like, oh, that's a really nice video. Post it on TikTok. Through that, I started gaining traction. Like people started following me and I was like, oh, like people enjoy this stuff. And then I think at that point, maybe I was probably at 4,000 followers. And then one of my friends approached me and was like, he's a talent manager, but in football.
Okay.
And he was like, have you ever thought about doing this seriously? And I was like, what do you mean? And then that's when he talked me through it. He was like, we could really build this up. You could be really consistent with this. You're probably somebody that a lot of people, once you start sharing and actually talking, because that's one thing I did not want to show my face and I did not want to speak. And he was like, once you start talking and once you start sharing, I guarantee you that so many people will be so interested in who you are and what you do. And I was like, why would anyone care? And then what actually happened was work approached me about doing a video it was kind of for Black History Month and Cybersecurity Month. And they wanted to talk to me about perception as Black women in cybersecurity. So when I was setting up to do that, I did a little vlog of them coming to record me and recorded it and then just did a little voiceover and put it on TikTok. Oh my God, I've never had so many questions in my life. So many people were like, oh my God, you work in cybersecurity. One thing I get all the time, you don't look like you work in cybersecurity.
Always.
You don't look like you work in cybersecurity. What is it that you do? So much interest. And then I now gained a whole pocket of following from that alone. So there were people that were now interested in cybersecurity. So then I started doing topics of how I got into cybersecurity, what my apprenticeship, what it was that I was studying, and then try to do day in the life of a cybersecurity consultant when I'd go into the office. But there's such a fine line for a cybersecurity person when it comes to doing that stuff. Yeah. Because I know, one of my friends posted a video and I told her to take it down because she was showing how she gets into her building. And I was like,
yep.
Some things I see, it sends shivers down my spine. One of my neighbors, I've never met her before, but I know she's my neighbor because of the video she's posted. I know the corridor, I know her door number.
These are the things people
don't think about this stuff. So then that actually led me to start doing cybersecurity topics. So I'll be doing my makeup and I'll be talking to you about oh, have you checked, when you sign up to apps and you give them access to things, have you checked the access you're giving them? You're giving an app that doesn't need access to your camera roll, your full camera roll. Did you know that? This is how you check it. And then started doing things on more basically awareness, but how it affects the everyday person. Because what I found is that in my awareness role, once I started tailoring it and letting people know, this isn't just for work. This is what happens in your outside life.
Yeah.
These are things that you should consider in your outside life.
Yeah.
That's when people started to switch on, and they were like, oh my God, I didn't realize that.
Families.
Exactly.
And like, I remember my manager used to always say this when I was in awareness, was that good habits are formed at home.
Yeah.
You bring them into the workplace.
Exactly.
So when you talk about like staying safe at home and you say you need to keep your kids safe, your family safe, people will forget about what
Exactly.
will ring more
and then
true, yeah.
Exactly. I had an instance recently on Instagram, and like basically I love Drake. I'm obsessed with Drake. And I had like a fake Drake account DM me on like TikTok being like, thank you so much for supporting my career, blah, blah, blah. And then I screenshot it and put it on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, seems so legit. He knows me, obviously as a joke.
Yeah.
And then someone messaged me and she was like, that's not Drake. It says Drake related. I was like, babe, I do know. Like, I do know. I was like, imagine if I sent him something. He was like, oh, make sure you don't send nothing. And I was like, don't worry. Like, I do this 9 to 5. Like, I'm a cybersecurity consultant. And then she was like, oh, I forget work as soon as I leave. And I was like, not when you work in cybersecurity. When you're online and you work in cybersecurity, there's so many things, because there's certain things where it's like, I would love to share that. I would love to share that with you, but no, I can't. Like, it even changed. So there was one instance I had where I'd gone on holiday and I did a video at the hotel, and it went crazy viral. It had like 50,000 likes, and people were asking me, where are you staying? And I was there at that time. And at that point I was like, okay, yeah, when I'm back is when I'll start posting this stuff, because you might think it's harmless, but now this is like how it has 500,000 views. 500,000 people know that I'm currently in Cyprus in this hotel.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
And your house is free in the UK.
Exactly.
You're accessible.
Exactly.
And I might be in the same country as you. I can pop up. So many.
I think as well,
so many things.
There's been a lot of, in the news recently, there was a young influencer from Pakistan who got killed by her ex-boyfriend because she was posting location. It's happened in other countries too, so it is very, very, it's a conversation that's needed about like cyber hygiene and influencers and how we are educating people online. I keep saying influencers, but content creators. I know that word's a bit a bit loaded, but like how you carry yourselves, and even posting your children's pictures online.
I'm so passionate about that topic. I'm so passionate about that topic.
An innocent picture, like me and Shayla were speaking to a lady who works very closely with social media firms to take down child pornography related content, and she was like, it's insane, like
it's crazy,
something that looks so innocent. Predators online on the dark
they're gonna take
mention account names, they mention names and be like, look at this kid. Like, that's how bad it is, that's how dark it is.
So you will see children's profiles and posts with millions of views, and sometimes
so many saves as well.
It
makes it really
think, this is cute, but I wouldn't save it. Why is it being saved?
Exactly.
And it's also quite sad. She actually told us a story, a few stories actually, but it's the parents. Also, there are some parents which it's shocking to believe, and sometimes you almost don't want to believe it's true. But there are parents out there that realize that, oh, my child is
really cute, really funny,
cute, and your child could be at the beach and they've got just their shorts on, but it's the fact that their bodies are shown, and the thing is, they realize like, oh, that got me 2 million views.
Let me keep doing that like stuff.
And it's like, oh, okay, now I know when my child is topless, so
that's
they get
what
more
does
views.
And
these are the types of
and they'll keep doing it. There was a Netflix there was a documentary on that recently, and honestly, like, when I know a few mummy content creators, and nothing against them, like, I'm sure you're safeguarding your child how you need to, but a question that I always get is, obviously being a content creator in my early 30s, I haven't had kids yet, and eventually I want to have a family. People always ask me, will you be a mummy content creator? But no, you aren't going to see my kids. I don't even show my boyfriend online. Like, I honestly don't even show my boyfriend online, because he's the sort of person where we're very similar, but we're different in the sense that he doesn't want all the attention. Like, he was like, I want to go out and just go out.
Yeah,
I don't want
I don't
anyone
wanna
to stop
see-
me and be like, "Are you Flora's boyfriend?" Like, and then have a whole.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm gonna say. if
Whereas
they
my
do
partner's the opposite. He's on my profile. We have a profile together.
Oh, nice.
And but I had to force him into it. He didn't want to do it at
Really?
first. But now,
surprised.
now he didn't want to do
Now
it.
he loves it.
Want to do it.
Nah.
He's so natural though.
Really?
Camera.
I
Whereas
honestly
he says that about me. Yeah, I'm like,
That's honestly, I feel like if my boyfriend would do it, like my audience loves. So sorry, when I was talking about cybersecurity, so then. I'm gonna lead back to what I was saying. So I was trying to do days in the life of a cybersecurity person, but it was very tricky too. Unless I was going to something like InfoSec, something I was out
when you
of the
work from home
office.
as well.
Exactly. So then even though I know my audience enjoyed that type of content, I didn't ever want it to be a conflict of interest with work. So I toned that down, and then that's when I went towards more of the educational piece. But my general content is like beauty, fashion, lifestyle, travel. But my audience love it when my boyfriend's causing chaos, but then they don't ever see him. It's just my reaction to the chaos. Yeah, so I wanted to do more of I really, like, if I could do more of the day in the life of a security consultant, I would do so much more, because I know that people want to get into cybersecurity. I know people are I get so many questions every day. People want to pivot. Obviously, I've pivoted to get here. So I get those questions a lot, but trying to do that content, there was just such a fine line. So then, that's why my content now mainly focuses on like beauty, fashion. Mainly, I like to call myself a lifestyle creator, because I don't want to just box myself in. But my audience loves my boyfriend, but he's such a private person. He's the person where it's like, oh, I just want to pop into Blue Water without being seen or without anyone stopping me.
Stopping you.
All the time. And it warms my heart so much, because I'm so in my head. I'm like, why am I doing this? Nobody cares. Like, why am I doing this? This wasn't even the intention, and now I'm stuck. But then I'll be out, and then I'll get people come up to me like, oh, you inspired me to do X, Y, and Z. I love you so much. Like, never stop. And I'm like, whoa.
So you get a lot of love, but do you get hate too?
So I have had some hate. So one that I had recently from a cybersecurity perspective was someone came and was like, you don't deserve your job. You don't even have qualifications. Like, I think it's so unfair that people like me have worked so hard, and I've got all these qualifications in cybersecurity, and I can't get a job, and then you're just prancing about.
What?
I have so many.
I'm so shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, you have no qualifications. You don't deserve that job.
Wow.
And I was like, okay.
I love that we can laugh about this.
No, but like my first question is, why can't you both have jobs?
Exactly.
Like, I took the last job in cybersecurity. Like, there was one job left in the world, and they were like, we'll give it to you.
Those people with all the qualifications in the world wouldn't want to start in awareness.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the time.
Exactly.
And qualifications isn't like you're nailing the coffin.
No,
You've
exactly.
got
It's not.
I know people who have so many qualifications, they
And they
don't have jobs.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why? Because sometimes they're not the right personality.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're keyboard warriors like you get. Like, but just weird people. And we're
Exactly.
weirdos in the industry.
And I just,
Exactly.
honestly, I think this is where it's important to have that diverse mindset. Because if you have everyone with the qualifications and everyone...
Imagine how boring that would be.
Oh,
Exactly.
and cybersecurity was boring.
Yeah.
Everyone talk about cryptography.
It was boring. I remember my
I'd be
first job in
silent.
cyber. It was like I walked into my first job in cyber, and it was just a team of men. And it was like I was the only woman.
Yeah.
I was the only young person. And the conversations were like, I'm going to play golf, football. And I was like, where do I fit in this?
Yeah.
Where?
What do I add to this?
What do you
yeah.
do?
Yeah.
And I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. It was
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
hard to connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and be organic and be your natural self.
Absolutely.
But me and Shayla were having this conversation a few weeks ago, talking about the M&S hack and how was it like a 17-year-old woman or girl got arrested. And I actually started doing some research, and I found that the average age of a hacker is anywhere from 16 to 21.
Crazy, yeah.
And the average age of a cybersecurity professional is like 36 plus. And then you're like, okay, no wonder
You're
that
getting
happens.
there's
Exactly.
a disconnect because
Exactly.
there's not
You're
enough
so far removed in
Yes.
terms of like, from what they would be doing, how they even thought to get there.
Exactly.
You're
And
so
This is
far
why
removed
it's so
from that.
important to have a diverse team. It's so important because you've got hackers that are 16-year-old, and we need to be able to get into the mindset of a hacker. So if you can't do that, how do you expect us to do the job well? I'm
Exactly.
not saying if because you're over the age of 36, I'm not saying you're not able to.
you can't even have a conversation with
But how do you
Yeah.
exactly? You need to be able to get into the mindset. So the more diverse your team is, the better it is for
Honestly,
your company
absolutely.
to protect yourself from these people.
Absolutely. Like even in my direct team, just this week we were having a conversation about one of our documents that we send to the business when we are engaging. And one of our colleagues asked, is this too technical? And then one of my colleagues was like explaining that, oh no, I don't think it's too technical because I go through the document with them and explain it, blah, blah, blah. And then me from a comms perspective and a non-technical perspective, I was like, you've literally just told us it's too technical. The fact that you have to go on a call with them and explain it, like, you know, this is what this point means, this is what that point means. It means it's too technical. But then that's why the diverse team is important, because my colleague that said that, she's an absolute fountain of knowledge. Like I lean on her all the time. But where I'm coming from the perspective of I'm not technical, I need this in layman's terms so that we can get this done. We can now work together to find a way to keep the technical, but then say it in layman's terms so that the average person does understand
100%.
that. And if we were all technical, we would probably look at the document and be like,
Say,
no,
"Fine.
it's fine, it's perfect, send it out.
100%.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. This week, I was building a process for assurance and for the business to engage with cybersecurity. And part of that, so the process already exists. I'm more enhancing it, let's say. And one of the, so the initial engagement with cybersecurity is called Security Impact Assessment. And everyone in the security team's like, yeah, Security Impact Assessment. And I said, the business don't know what security
what that
impact
means, yeah.
assessment is.
Yeah.
We know because
Yeah.
we
We work in
where we live
cybersecurity.
and breathe this.
Yeah.
And I said, this needs to be called an engagement document.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Yeah.
an engagement document, initial engagement.
I think cyber love fancy words.
They love it.
We love it.
love
And
it,
so
yeah.
many acronyms. And it's like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
People feel really like clever.
It's just these little tweaks, though. Once we're able to make these little tweaks, the difference it makes to the business is it's enormous, because the business then turn around and say, I just need to click on that initial engagement form. or
Exactly.
whatever
And they
it is.
actually engage us at the point when they're supposed to,
Exactly.
rather than cybersecurity being an afterthought, because that's the worst
They
bit.
didn't- and
When
they
you're
didn't know.
engaged right at the end, we need to go live tomorrow. Can you quickly just look over this?
then
And
you're
it's
the
like, it's not a quick process, is it? No.
I think
It could take weeks.
on that's why I really genuinely do believe that if you really want a career in cybersecurity, there is a career for everyone, every personality.
Absolutely.
It's not just for technical people. It's not just for that keyboard
Yeah.
warrior with all the qualifications. There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be glamorous. But you can also
Exactly.
work in a hoodie.
Yes.
Literally. Exactly.
There is no script here. If you're passionate and you really want to do well, I think this is with every industry. There's always going to be a way in. And it's really hard to explain that to loads of people that reach out to us, that they say, oh, well, I can't do this because I don't have this. And sometimes I'm like, if you really want it, you'll find a way.
Yeah.
And it sounds cheesy, but it's so true.
It's so true. What I say when people approach me is, okay, so you want to pivot. What is it in your career at the moment that you think you're good at and you enjoy doing? Look for a career in cybersecurity that speaks to those things, and then you play, because I didn't have the qualifications as that person pointed out to me, thank you, but I played on my strengths of, okay, cool, I know that you guys need a comms person, I can communicate in this way, and this way. Fair enough, it's not necessarily in cybersecurity, but I can easily adapt it to that. So it's like thinking, what is it that I can do? Because often also, I think one of my pet peeves with when people approach me about cybersecurity, it's straight away they're thinking about the money. Oh, I want to get into cybersecurity because I've heard
always.
that. Yeah. And you know what? Right now, there's not a lot of cybersecurity remote jobs. There's not. And also, they're like, oh, I want a 6-figure job. Like, I heard there's so much money in cybersecurity. And I'm like, first of all, if your motivation is purely, I want to get into it because there's so much money, once you find out that maybe the role that you get, like maybe an entry-level role isn't the six-figure job, are you going to enjoy it? Is that going to make you stay and work till you get to that six-figure job? Or are you going to be like, oh, screw this? Yeah.
And probably leave. And do you know what? People don't realize when you get that six-figure job, your life becomes your job.
Yes.
Right?
I can vouch for that.
Yes, like that number, that price tag
Yeah.
comes at a huge
It does.
Yeah.
and
really
you become very, very busy. And I don't think people realize
Yeah,
that
exactly.
it's like quick money. Okay, cybersecurity, quick money, because it's romanticized. Let's be
It is
let's-
Yeah, it's massively. And they might hate me for this, but I think it's the Americans. I do think the Americans have really romanticized.
Can I
like,
just say though,
tech
the
and,
Americans,
but they're earning so much more, so I get it.
Americans are earning
money.
My job.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I should mention the name, but I'm going to mention it. So Netflix, my job, exactly what I'm doing today, they were paying. So I met a guy out there. Anyway, he works for Netflix. He was getting paid $365,000 per year. Obviously, they have a little bit less job security.
Yeah.
You can get fired on the spot.
Yeah,
feel like
on the
another
spot.
work here.
You'd have 14 days
don't
annual
get-
leave.
yeah, annual-
365.
Yeah, but then think,
I'd do that for a year.
but you don't get annual leave. Like
The benefits,
maternity cover's
absolutely.
not there. Like
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like everything that looks good on the outside comes at
It comes at a price, yeah.
Why you are getting
insurance,
paid
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
And I think after my very first job straight out of uni, what I've now come to realize from being 20 to now being in my 30s is that work-life balance is so important. I think it's more important to me now because I'm a creator as well. That work-life balance is so, so important. Like if I'm online till about 7 o'clock, that's a red flag to my manager. And
it should
he'll
be a
be
red
like,
flag to anyone.
you know, why are you still online? You know, like they'll pop up and ask me. So
So
I
good.
love, that's why I'm saying, Roha, they've got me right where they want me. I don't know if I'm leaving anytime soon.
That's amazing.
Like, yeah, they'll be like, you know, obviously there are times where the job is demanding and there are really busy periods where I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay online a bit longer. But it is also nice to know that, okay, cool, I can close my laptop at 5 o'clock and I've got an event for a fashion company at 7. It's fine, I can go. So yeah, so work-life balance is so important to me and I just don't know if I can sell it. Yeah.
No.
I'm in a period right now where work-life balance is not balancing. And it like we were talking about salaries, these salaries, these high salaries that people... Actually, can I just set the record straight? If you're going to start a job in cyber and it's initial job, please don't expect six figures.
No,
It's not
don't.
6 figures. It's
Yeah.
not. It's unrealistic to expect that. And if you believe that you're going to go from working in, I don't know, JD Sports as a sales assistant, even if you have got the degree in cyber, to get in 6 figures, it's not going to happen. So let's just set the record
Very
straight.
rare.
Set your
Very,
expectations.
very
It's
rare.
extremely
Yeah.
rare.
And
Yeah.
if you get it, then they're gonna get your money.
You're going to be working.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a shitload of competition.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
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 I know of the big tech companies
Yeah.
where you graduate and you get like a 6-figure job. You are competing with some of the best people
Honestly.
in technology
In the world.
You have to do certifications every
Yeah.
month to make sure you are
You
there.
stay
So-
on that level. Yeah.
And so like I would never do that. Like
Yeah.
nah. Like,
Yeah.
no way I'm working.
The
on
stress
that.
of it, it's
just
just
not
too
worth
much.
it.
It's too much.
But you
no.
were saying about your work-life balance that it's not.
Yeah, my work-life balance right now is not balancing. But I just wanted to say that because as much as people expect to come into cyber and always have it, not every company does offer it. I've worked for companies that are fantastic at it. Now I've worked for companies that are terrible at it.
Yeah.
So the fact that you said your boss will send you a message like you're still online, why are
Yeah.
you still online? I've never got that. That probably would have saved me a lot of stress, sicknesses, if I had a manager that
Yeah.
did that. Obviously, it's also self-inflicted.
Yeah.
I'm also a perfectionist. I want to get it right. I want to
Yeah.
make sure that tomorrow when I log in, I'm logged in and I'm chilled out in
Yeah.
the morning.
You're not dealing with
And I'm
what
not
you left
stressed
over.
out.
Yeah.
But you do still need to choose yourself. And make
Exactly.
sure that you come first.
Yeah. Because otherwise you can't put out your best
it
work. You
comes
can't.
From my experience with Trailer, it comes with a shitload of guilt though.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I just feel like, I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts about what the guilt comes with, but I guess it's your sign. Do not feel guilty.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
People who do feel like that in any industry, it doesn't have to just be cyber. whenever you're taking time out for yourself and putting yourself first, it should never come with guilt.
No,
because
not
the
at
right
all.
company would endorse that.
Exactly.
It's making you feel shit about that, then they're the problem.
Then exactly, because how are you possibly, if you're not mentally okay, how are you possibly supposed to do it? And that's what I was saying, like this was off camera about like my first job. I developed, so I've got IBS now, and I developed it when I was working there. And when I was having all my tests done, they were like, you've got the guts of a 45-year-old bank, like a man that works for a bank or something like that. And I was like, no, I just work in fashion merchandising. And they were like, what is going on at that place? Because everything we looked at, yes, some of the food I was eating probably wasn't the best, but everything we looked at, it came back to stress, and my gut was showing that stress, and that's how I developed IBS. So after that, I said to myself, nowhere, because if I was to keel over and die tomorrow, God forbid, they would have someone in my role, like, within a month. So I'm not about to stress myself, get myself to this point for something that can happen that way. Obviously, I enjoy my job. I like my team. So I'm going to give it my all, but you're not going to kill me. Like, it's not going to kill me.
It's a two-way thing. People forget that. People see work as I have to give it my everything.
They need to give it to you as well.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
You have to fill each other's cups.
Exactly.
You do
It can't be one way.
No, it can't be. So I think that's really important.
Can I ask a question? I want to go back to the topic of sharing our data on social media and being at a place. I feel like a lot of people on social media now don't do this. Some people still do.
Yeah.
Where you wait until you've left to post. But I think people don't realize the importance of it. And
people really don't.
No, I think we need to go into detail.
I can't remember. I don't know if it was just like a random person, but I think another influencer, Tony Tone, she ended up commenting on this. But basically what the person had said was, someone said that I think I'm big time because I don't post the restaurants I'm at until I've left, like, and then there were people saying, yeah, it's true though, who do you think you are, like, who's gonna care? And then she commented and she was like, no, do you know how many cases there have been where, like, people have posted something real time, like, for example, the American rapper PNB Rock, he got killed because his girlfriend posted in real time the restaurant they were at, and there were people that wanted to rob him and kill him nearby, and they succeeded. So you might think, oh yeah, it's just, I'm just posting, I'm just posting to post or whatever, but you don't know what danger you're putting yourself in. Like, even Molly May, when her house got robbed, she had I think she had posted something in real time, so then they obviously, where she's a YouTuber as well, they've become familiar with her home and know where to maneuver to find certain things. They were able
have
to
their homes locations online.
Exactly. It's easy to find this stuff out. Unfortunately, a lot of our data is online, and if someone really wants to find that information about you, it's not hard. It's not hard. Even from the content that I share, I know people have a roundabout idea of, oh, she must live here because this is the station she always starts her videos at or something like that. So it's not hard to know where somebody's from. So when you're posting in real time, it really, that's probably one of my biggest icks, when people post in real time. Like, if I'm out with my friends, I'm like, don't post yet. Like, when we get home, like, not even just me, yourself. Like, post when you get home, because you don't know, like, how do you know someone amongst your followers isn't stalking you
and
secretly?
Creeps online, let's be real. And I think the thing that's most difficult with this as well is that as a content creator, you can only protect what you have in your control. But with your friends and your families, that might not go down so well.
Exactly.
Why?
No. Do you think you're Hollywood?
And that, I think that's part of the too, that you can only control what you have. And it goes into that thing that once someone else has that content, or once something's out there, it's going to be out there forever.
You don't know who's even screenshot it. I always say, you don't know how many people's phones. I might see a girl and I'm like, I really like her hair, screenshot it, I'm going to show my hairdresser. That's probably still sitting in my phone. Like, I'm not doing the GDR processes through my phone. Like, I've had this too long. I've had this on too long.
The one that always gets me is like, when I'm on holiday taking pictures, I'm like, how many people's pictures am I in photo bombing?
Mm-hmm.
I always think of that. Like,
Exactly.
I might just be. Have you ever sat down and thought about it? You're in a busy place. You're all taking pictures, and you just photo.
Yeah, you're probably just
definitely.
in someone's. Yeah. So even when I'm doing content outside, I'll try and be mindful. Like, I'll let the person move. I won't just start recording because I think also another ick of mine is recording strangers. Like, it's just so, it's like, okay, cool, you chose to be a content creator,
not them.
but that person didn't. I recently did a video about my cleaner. I love her so much, and everyone was like, why didn't you film her reaction? And I was like, I've never asked her if she wants to be filmed and posted. Like, imagine if I just recorded it and then posted her, and then she sees her face and she's like, oh, that was really nice, but you kind of ruined it now because I don't want to be posting.
And not only that, now that also is another route in for if someone was trying to get you and they meet your cleaner, you clean
For
Flora's house.
exactly.
You. Oh, whereabouts does she
Exactly.
live? And
Exactly.
you just don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of
You're
works.
open.
Yeah.
A huge kind of.
And the other thing as well is that like this might get a bit dark, but there's women who are escaping domestic violence. There are people who are away from certain dangerous things in their lives.
Yeah.
And by you putting them on, you're putting them in.
Exactly. Exactly.
I know it feels like you only see this in the cinema or on Netflix.
No.
Closer than you think.
Very much reality. Like,
Yeah.
there are reasons why some people might choose to be offline.
Yeah,
So I
there's
think
this show on ITV it's called Social Media, what is it called? I think it might be called Social Media Deaths. And like, I honestly urge people to watch a couple episodes of that because it really does make you think. It really does make you think. It will make you think about, your location services, having your location on, who can see your location. Because Snapchat, I thought this was insane when they did this. I turned it off immediately. When they just started showing where everybody is. And it's
by
like...
default. By
It's
default.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why
Snapchat,
would I want everybody?
Turn that feature
I
off.
think I've never
Why would you
understood
wanna go
the
on Snapchat to
necessity.
find someone? It's so weird.
But that's what someone did. So one of them,
What?
her ex-boyfriend, actually stalked her and killed her outside her gym because he was able to find her location through Snapchat. So, and she had been posting in real time. So when people... and at that point, she thought, oh, we haven't spoken in a couple weeks. He's out of my life, all of that stuff. You actually just never know. You just never know.
Crazy. And it's exact location as well. Fair enough if Snapchat want to keep that feature, but perhaps it's like
But I wouldn't
you're in
know that
London.
before, though.
I don't either, but maybe if it's like close family friends, okay.
But then you
even
can
then,
do that
you
through
don't need-
Apple. I just don't feel like
it's not necessary.
It's having your location on. So yeah, I think that's crazy. That and like children are two things that I'm very so you'll never see me really, if you ever see me post a kid, it's always because their mum posts them and they're comfortable with it. But like if I'm taking a picture of a kid, like I have little siblings, never posted them properly. And because it's just like, they also have lives too. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we don't know what kind of private lives these children may want to live.
Exactly.
So it's giving them the opportunity to grow up and make that decision themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think just some things, I guess, tips for people. It's even at home, like little things like not posting your front door.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like-
when people buy houses and then it's in front of their front door, I'm like,
with the keys.
The key one. I found this out when before I bought my house. If you show the key clearly, someone's actually gone and had someone's key cut.
I've heard this.
That is insane. And you would not think that. You would not think that. But what we need to remember is not everybody that has access to the internet is like you and I. So you might think to yourself, oh yeah, I'm just going to swipe along. Like not everyone thinks the way that we do. So you can't just think. It just literally takes one person.
And it's like the car poses with your registration number plate.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Or like just silly things like on Facebook. This drives me nuts. I always talk to my mum about this stuff because she's just a cybersecurity hazard. She like things like, a quiz on Facebook. Oh, what's your mother's maiden name plus the knickers you're wearing to know your porn star name? You're giving away your security questions. Like sometimes people might, I saw one on, this was back when I used to have Twitter. There was one where everyone was talking about like the first jobs they had. And I think it's recently happened on TikTok again. And then I'm like, yeah, it's nice to hear the stories, but you could have talked about this in a roundabout way. You didn't need to say directly, oh, I used to work for River Island back in 2011 at this specific, it's like, these things, you're giving away your security questions, guys. Yeah.
I think just being mindful and conscious of that.
I think this is an age just generally of oversharing.
100%.
And I think it, like you said, it comes with its issues. I remember when I was doing my security awareness role, I was speaking to people about like passwords, and I was speaking to this guy about like, you know, how strong's your password and stuff, and he's like, oh, my password's my pet name. He literally just gave that up to me. And I'm just like, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. And then I should have just followed up and been like, so what's your pet's name? Yeah. But like you see videos on that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what people genuinely do.
Very, I guess, very trusting.
Extra.
So trusting.
And it's scary.
It is
really
scary.
Yeah.
And that comes with social engineering.
100%.
And that's the thing, because we come, especially as women, you just automatically think, oh, sweet, you know, empathetic, and people are quick to give up their data to you.
Quickly.
Yeah.
And that's concerning. So I guess the takeaway from this conversation is be mindful of what you're posting, when you're posting, how
you're seeing it. Yeah.
And just little things like your children's names, your pets' names, like whatever.
There's so many kids online that I'm like, I know way too much about this kid. Why do I know what school you go to? Why do I know your medical history? And I get it. It's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily the audience for it. It's for another audience, but it's like you're putting your child at risk when you do these things. There's a way to share it without sharing so much, because now, you're putting stuff out there. And then another thing where you touch on with social engineering, we're so empathetic as women. Be careful who you're talking to, because like, you know, you just never know exactly who it is that you know you were talking to. You need to be so vigilant. Like, everyone thinks, okay, cybersecurity, you do it 9 to 5. It does not leave you. It's ruined. It's when they say ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. It's ruined so much for me.
I agree.
I can't enjoy anything anymore. Even a piece of content, I'll be looking at it and I'm like, this is fun, but why have you shared that?
And like you said, your mum, my mum's the same.
Oh my God.
She'll share whatever comes to mind at the time.
Yeah.
So
people go
insane.
through phases. Like I remember my mum and dad went through, they don't do it anymore, but they went through the phase where they would check in at Manchester Airport.
Oh yes.
Remember that was the thing on
that was
Facebook?
checking in
all the time.
that whole thing.
It probably still is.
I think it probably is.
I think it's
They used to do that out of excitement. My parents have completely stopped posting pictures now. Especially real time. But that was such a
a big thing.
Then my uncle's house got broken into whilst he was on holiday.
Oh, because
and I think it was just like, oh shit,
eye opening.
And
sometimes
we shouldn't be doing
situations
this.
we need.
Exactly.
Last topic. You touched on earlier about being a black woman in tech, and I say in tech, in cyber. I really want to get back to that conversation because I'm also a black woman. You know, you're a brown woman, and it's like we all experience different things. And it's not, you know, I'm not here to bash the industry. There's definitely pros and cons, and we want to just talk about both. What's been your experience?
So I feel it's going to sound so wild, and whenever I say it to people, they're like, what? But my experience as a black woman in cybersecurity has been so much more positive than being a black woman in fashion or retail.
Talk us through
been
that.
So different.
That's
like
actually
the
really
things that
welcome to hear.
So like I feel like the company that I work for, I've felt there's never been an instance where I felt like, oh, why did you say that to me? Like, you know, why was it that you said that to me? Why did you treat me that way? And yes, but then when I worked in fashion, oh my God, it was a free-for-all. It was a free-for-all. People, like I said to you, it was like the worst reality TV show I've been part of. It was insane. People will say anything to you.
The comments that you mentioned about someone saying like you're really sassy, was that coming from a male?
Oh yes,
it was coming from
industry.
So in fashion and retail, I used to work with a lot of like gay men and like straight women, like all types of people, and it would come from everybody, but it would be from. It was heavily women, so it's a heavily it was a heavily female environment, but it was like I could count the amount of black women that work there probably on one hand. And then also what I found is that with that, because I started on a grad scheme and a lot of people that work there start on a grad scheme, it's people from like all around the country that probably I might actually be the first Black person they're interacting with properly. So it's like certain things I'm like, no, like this is so normal. And I felt so like alienated in that environment. Like every time I felt like, okay, cool. Literally, I was putting on a hat and a brave face to go into work and to be like, I hope I'm accepted today.
But it's
like,
not it's not on you to educate either.
No. And it's just certain things. So like one that stuck with me, and I use this example all the time, and my kids are probably gonna be tired of it by the time I have kids. But there was one time I was at work and we were talking about Christmas music was on, and then I was like, oh, this has been on all day. Like I don't love Christmas music. And I was like, it's been on all day, can we play something else? And then one of the girls turned to me and was like, what do you and your family listen to at Christmas then? Jay-Z. And I literally, this was everyone's reaction, and it went quiet. If she had said, what do you listen to at Drake? If she had said Drake, it would have made sense, because I'm always talking about Drake and I'm always listening to Drake. Jay-Z, I've never said to you, I'm going to a Jay-Z concert.
Like
when she thought, honestly, I was like,
and rapper too.
Yeah.
I was like, I would only, if I'm talking about Jay-Z, even I appreciate Jay-Z's music, he's not someone that I would naturally come to work and be talking about him loads.
Yeah.
Unless I was talking about Beyonce. But yeah, she was like,
Mariah Carey, I would have been like, all right, well, Mariah Carey has
you get it. And then she was like, Jay-Z. And I was just like, oh.
And you know the tone of that.
It was just, it was just.
Did she apologize?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was so awkward because like at that point, I finally had a manager where I felt accepted by, because he grew up in London. He has Black friends. Like he was even really good friends with one of my friends. We ended up finding out. So he didn't call me sassy. Like he was just like, you know, this is just a Londoner.
Yeah.
Whereas then to have someone on the team say that, I was just like, oh gosh. And it was just things like that all the time, like wanting to touch my hair and wanting, you know, oh, you look, all I've done, I might have added a little blonde streak to my hair. Oh my God, I almost did not see you. Like things like that. And I'm like, are you joking? Are you actually freaking joking here? Or like, you know, I've got a longer...
a big one for Black women.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a big one. I've got longer hair in. I'm like, you guys wear extensions, right?
So you know about
why do you not get it? Like, why can't I be the same? Why is it as soon as I put extensions in, oh my God, it's a new Black girl? But working where I work now, I've always felt really accepted by the team. I've always felt like I could, I just felt like I could come as myself. But then I've had issues recently where we've now got another Black lady on the team, and she is like my mum's age. She's in her 50s.
Okay.
And obviously you speak to different consultants about different things, and I've had two people who are outside the business who have emailed me and said her name, like, hi. And I've like the first time it happened, I was like, oh, maybe this was an accident. And then it happened again with someone else on the team. So then I replied back, and maybe I was a bit catty. I was like, she's the other Black girl that's on the team. And I had to call it out because...
What did
Why
they say?
are you doing that? And then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I had just been speaking to her earlier. And she's actually my friend. So I asked her, was she speaking? And she was like, no, she won't talk to me. And I was like, oh, God, no. Yeah. So, but yeah, in terms of like the direct team, even though there's so many men there, they are so welcoming. They love my flamboyant outfits when I go in. It's like, oh, you've got heels on again. Like we're walking to the pub afterwards. Are you going to be okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first.
I'm quite happy I've had that experience, and I think that's what again, when I say they've got me right where they want me, I'm scared to leave because now I don't want to go somewhere where I'm in the office.
Let me warn you,
and
it won't be like that.
Yeah, I know it won't. It won't ever be. It's like, I don't know.
You've done it the right way. You've done it the right way around. Whereas we went into an amazing company, and didn't get to realize how amazing it was.
We took it for granted,
and then
we took it for granted because then we left, and then we were like, oh, that company was actually great.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah.
And then
it was a unicorn.
Like, oh my goodness, it is so different. Like actually being a woman of color,
it's insane
in a male-dominated industry. It's like I was talking about this once, where it was like, if there's a guy at work who's a bit off with me, there's so many thought process. Is it because I'm a woman? Is it because I'm young? Is it because I'm brown?
Yeah.
Is it because whereas for anyone else, it's just like they don't like me.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
as a woman of color,
Yeah.
you have
You have to think about all of those.
Yeah,
things.
same. And this was me in my first role.
One
Yeah.
of those things.
Yeah. I had a buying manager that I swear to God, like seeing me would ruin his day. And I used to run through so many things. I was like, is it because I'm bad at maths? Please let it be because I'm bad at maths and not because I'm a black girl. Like, please let it. Because like the other girls on the team, even though he was genuinely, do you know what? He was pretty consistent. He was mean to everybody. But I felt like he was extra mean to me. So I was like, what could it be?
And that is your go-to because that's what differentiates you from the other people.
Exactly.
I'm glad you're smiling about it, but that's actually really sad.
Listen, this is how I got IBS like that.
Yeah,
Job.
you were stressed.
It was insane. So now where I'm at a job where it's like my manager is so chill. He's so chill. Like if we ever have anything, it will be like, and it will always be done in such a nice way. It's like, oh, maybe you didn't understand that properly. And then he'll come back and then we'll go through it and he will take the time to do it. But like in that previous role, oh my God, I honestly was in a reality TV show in my first 5 years.
Well, now you can, we're here to talk about it and you're sharing your experiences.
And I can laugh about it now.
Flora, I'm so happy we were able to get you in today. Yeah. We've absolutely loved speaking to you.
I can imagine you're quite busy as well. Like, you're spinning loads of
plates. Yeah.
And this is our first content creator. So.
Yes, that's actually launched in with cybersecurity. So much so that we bought you a gift.
Oh my God, really? Guys.
Oh, we're so nice about this. The reason we got you a flower because you're Flora. So we got Flora
cheeks. Oh my gosh.
So
thanks guys. Thank you so much.
It is just to say thank you and hopefully you'll come back.
Yeah,
I would love to come back. Like honestly, I just feel like I've just spent the morning with my girls. Like literally, it's literally a sisterhood. You've named it perfectly right. It's a sisterhood. And I really, really enjoyed it. It's nice to talk to people that understand the struggles.
Like mine.
That get it. Yeah, you get it.
100%.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah,
thank you
so
guys.
Much. And yeah, we really hope you enjoyed this. There will be more fun, exciting content coming. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.